Aries, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to be looking at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it, Aries. We are in, well, happy birthday. I was just going to tell you we're in Aries season, but happy birthday. I hope you're having a fabulous birthday month. I hope you're feeling loved and celebrated for the beautiful person that you are. We are officially, like I said, in Aries season, and we're coming up on a new moon in Aries, which new moon solar eclipse I'm really excited about. Solar eclipses allow for changes to manifest in our external environment. And I'm sensing that these are definitely changes that we know are coming. It's not things that are coming out of left field. These are changes within our relationships, within our dynamics. Mars and Venus are the most influential on the new moon. It's going to be Saturday the 29th, depending on where you are located. But it really does kind of complement that value of moving into Aries season. When we invest in self, when we plant new seeds for ourselves, how we want our life to look. And Pisces season gives us the opportunity to kind of focus or understand what is not vibing with that. And then Aries season allows us to kind of make adjustments accordingly. So not all easy, but things that we know what we're dealing with. This is stuff that we're ready to let go of, or that we just know it's time, it's run our course, its course in our life, etc. That's why I like to start off with an energy cleansing, just to set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out some of that conflict or limitation that we might be coming into. If it's not your vibe, you can totally skip ahead and you'll still receive the blessing. All right. It's also a really good time to set your own intention as well. If you're interested, just if you want Spirit to deliver certain messages around a person, situation that you're dealing with, definitely give that over. Be open to receive. It's a great way to personalize these collective readings. And I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you are interested in me looking at what's going on in your specific situation and how things are faring for you, or if you're just looking more for a realignment of mind, body, soul, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or wellness, holistic wellness consultations. When we are aligned, when we're able to be operating from that space, that's when we're choosing things that actually make us feel happy, empowered, fulfilled, which we all deserve. We all deserve to feel that way in our life. So definitely hit me up. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. I would love to help and support in any way possible if you're interested. All right, let's get into it, Aries. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being. Oops, sorry. So we may see and understand the messages clearly, and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit God, excuse me, guardian angels, Mama Love, Mama Love. All right, Aries. So what I do like about the energy this week is we are getting a lot of support, more support than maybe what we were seeing during Pisces season or even prior to. I feel like this is coming in the way of like confidence, believing in self, finally believing like what we see, what we're intuiting, what we're understanding around relationships and dynamics. It doesn't necessarily mean that you like it, but there is this value of awareness and honesty that's coming through that I think is helping give you a better understanding of how to work with what is happening in your environment. It doesn't necessarily, like I said, there is some kind of muckiness around it, I would say, with the morels. Those are delicious mushrooms from a culinary perspective. But mushrooms you know, they're intelligent, they definitely also signify that value of toxicity, right? And where if sometimes we overindulge or let something kind of take over too much, then it can actually become a detriment for us. And it does look like you've proactively or are still proactively making some of these changes because you want life to be good. You want it to be sweet. You are very connected with this value of how to go after what you want, how to manifest that quote unquote abundance. And, you know, to whatever that means for you, you're in a space where you're committing to it. You're committing to it on a level that is requiring you to kind of tune out some of the stuff, some of the toxic stuff, just not getting pulled into it. You know, toxicity can be around us, the way people interact, etc. But it also is very dependent on how we feed into that, how we allow it to affect us. You're in this vein where I don't see this as riding high per se, but I see it as you're making the choice to ride high, right? Like we choose our happiness, and you're in that space where you're like, regardless of what is happening, I'm gonna make this a good thing because that's actually, like, it's better for your own sanity. It's for your own sanity, your own heart, your own mind, and you're committed to this. I feel like there's still a lot up in the air, however, is what it's showing, because as much as you're committed to making the best out of a potentially bad situation or something that you're really trying to hope, or like you're trying to drive it away from getting any worse. That's what I'm hearing. Like you're putting what you have into this, investing what you have into this because you don't want it to go sour. Because like I said, there are parts of it that are quote unquote delicious. There are parts of it that really kind of make you feel inspired and seeing things from a different perspective, seeing things from a different, this is like someone or something that challenges you, that challenges your perspective, and in a good way, in a way that's allowing you to not get so stuck in the hamster wheel is what I'm hearing. Queen of Pentacles, we have Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. You feel like you've been assigned a role. You've been assigned a role and you're committed to fulfilling it. That's how you feel. There's something that you're not willing to give up on quite yet. But there's, I don't know, like I said, it looks like you're trying to make the best out of a situation. Maybe even taking a lot of responsibility on yourself, as if you can control the dynamic, or you can control the way someone or something sees you or is reacting to you and interacting with you, is what I'm seeing. They feel left out. They feel like, I don't know, like this to me feels like you're doing what you need to do, what's required of you, what's expected of you. But after that, you're not feeding into some of this thought, this behavior that they have that's not really true. It's not rooted in reality. It's a lot of things that they conjure up in their mind that feels like, it feels like for you, it's made things difficult. But again, you're still willing to work with it. You see some value in it at this point, or as far as it's gone. But you're also approaching it a little bit differently, Aries. You're approaching it a little bit differently. You're choosing to, yes, find options, but also hold people's situations accountable. And that might be hard for someone in this situation, because they're used to believing their quote unquote lies, or I don't know, like they're kind of used to just feeling like a victim. Woe is me. This is so hard. And I feel like the more you give them the benefit of the doubt, the more you're just kind of like, okay, well, let's try to focus on this from a different angle. Or like you're offering them a lot of different options. And the more you do that, the more it's kind of shown what they're really willing to contribute, put up with in the situation. There feels to be some resistance, but again, like I said, it's coming from this place of like wanting to be the victim. And I don't know that that's necessarily true, because what I see in your energy is like a willingness to kind of overcome, to look at other options, other avenues. How can we make this a safe space, a safe environment, etc.? How can we make this work for both of us? And you're committed to that. You're committed to bringing in the abundance. You're committed to letting go of the toxicity. But your commitment is also holding them accountable. It's holding them accountable. Are they actually going to put their money where their mouth is? And on some level, yes, I do think that like, it's almost like the way that you're treating them, the way that you're interacting with them is giving them no excuses. Does that make sense? Like, it's shutting down all the illusions is what I'm hearing. Mint footing. Yeah, 100%. Gaining footing. Acknowledging and experiencing our emotions can be beneficial and afford us solid footing. When presented with strong emotions, do you find them uncomfortable? What do you do with them? Expose them or hide them? And I feel like this is kind of this process for you, Aries, of exposing the uncomfortable, even when it's not necessarily what you want to look at. But as you do it, it's not only like giving you freedom, but it's holding other people, other situations accountable as need be. And yeah, it doesn't necessarily feel great, but tulip is attention. We always need to pay attention to what's happening in our environment. If you are committed to maintaining healthy relationships while you seek to grow, what steps can you take to help those individuals you love to adapt? In the end, you will be stronger when they are. 100%. And I feel like that's such a beautiful embodiment of what this dynamic is. And we've kind of been seeing this manifest a lot in your weekly readings, Aries, where it's like you can't force your agenda on someone else. You need to let them learn. You need to let them grow. But it also is this value, right, of helping those other people around you adapt to who you are and what you're bringing to the table. This is connecting you with a bigger part of yourself. Violet is about awakening. Like Violet in spring, where can you go and what can you do to reconnect with the divine? Detoxify your spirit and awaken your positive light and energy. And that's really what you're doing through this process. Even though there have been some blocks, obstacles, naysayers along the way, or maybe someone very specific who's threatened by this, it's also an opportunity for growth, right? Growth and evolution. And it's hard being a front runner. It's hard being the person who's like leading the pack, but that's definitely how I feel like your energy is. And so there's this point of just understanding, accepting it for what it is, but also not letting it cloud or distract you from what the end goals are in this dynamic, because it looks like it's headed in that direction. It looks like there's a lot of beauty, peace, safety, stability that is coming from this, and you just kind of got to not get them on board, but get them to understand what you're doing and why. And I feel like that is happening from example, not because you're like verbally telling them, but you're just like showing them through example. So thank you so much for your time, energy, always, Aries. I really hope that you enjoyed the reading, that you found, messages that resonated for you. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I love to hear, or just say, hey, share in a little love, a little TLC. I so appreciate all the love, all the support that you bring to the channel. Thank you so much. Know that I am sending that love and blessing back to you.